Disco, the only thing that he doesn't like about the Observers, he feels sometimes instead of being a journalist, you throw in your, what is it, editorial privilege, Disco?
No, I'm always. That's
of course, I'm going to comment on what I observe. That's like the whole nature of the beast.
Of course, I've said that repeatedly. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying that. That's
yes,
what
you have just said it. There is something wrong with that. That's why I'm bringing it up.
No. Well, here's the thing. It's like when opinion on on subjective things like what wrestlers you think are good or what match you like, what promote, that's a subjective opinion. But like to sit there and say like you'll make the comment that the Japanese wrestling is the best wrestling on the planet right now. Okay, and
I don't think I've ever said that. I do think New Japan's got real strong main events for the most part. Probably stronger than. I would say last year stronger than any other promotion. Things are catching up and changing. There's a lot of great matches in the UK right now, and on the US scene too. So, but yeah, I think the highest quality matches, to me, my opinion, New Japan. But you look at most polls when it comes to people who watch everything all over the world. It's usually the Japanese matches that rank the highest. So it's not just my opinion. It's kind of a consensus.
Let me ask you a question too. How much time does it take you to watch everything? Like, what do you watch, and how many hours you have to put in? And watching and then writing.
I spend all day writing, but I try to watch everything that people recommend, and I never catch up. Especially now with like a lot of the UK stuff. People will send me links to stuff, and it's 4 or 5 matches a day, and I go, okay, tonight I'm going to watch it, and then I run out of time and I don't, and then I get weeks behind. So it's nobody with a job can keep up with all the good wrestling. It's impossible. I try, but
do you try to watch it? Do you consider yourself a critic or a fan? And when you watch a match, do you try to watch it do you catch yourself watching it as a critic or a fan?
I don't really put stigmas on. I watch it to see if it moves the audience and see if it's exciting.
Because
here's what I think.
I don't think as a critic too much, but to a degree. There's a little bit to it if it looks really bad. But I think that's also as a fan. When I watch a match as a fan and it looks really bad, I don't like it. So it's. But Dave, I don't know that. That's a real hard. That's a real hard one to say.
Here's something that you don't, because I always, I always used to tell Disco that I always used to look at your ratings. I didn't care. I don't rate matches myself like 3 stars, 4 stars. They're either good, very good, not that good. That's how I rate them.
That's the same. It's still the same thing.
Yeah, right. But you use a star system. So I always I used to go to when I wanted to know if a match was good, I'd just go to the Observer, and if something was 3 3/4 stars or more, I'd usually watch it. Okay, and so but one of the things that me and him were talking about that I don't think you ever take into account, and you should, but maybe this isn't part of the parameters or whatever, is like there are matches that they're not that good, but the people are really, really into them, and you never kind of take that into account.
I always bring that up.
Do you?
I always will bring, if this match is really over, or this match is technically good, but the people aren't reacting, especially now. Yeah, I always write about that.
But will you give it a higher rating because the people are really into it, is what I'm saying? Or you'll just mention
it? It depends on the situation. Generally speaking, yes. Sometimes maybe no, if it's one of those things where if 2 guys come to the ring and they're already over and there's nothing that they do in the match that gets them more over than their ring entrance, but their match gets good reaction, I don't necessarily think that proves that the match is good. It proves that they're over. If guys come out with a moderate reaction and end up at the end of their match, with the people going crazy, I'll always take that into account big time because that's the job they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I think, Dave, you would get a different perspective on professional wrestling if you took a period of time out, let's say 1 month, all right, and watched whatever you watch, like the stuff that you have to watch, okay, that when you're watching it, if it gets bad enough for you that you can't watch anymore, that you actually just don't watch the rest. Okay, because I think the thing is
I can't do that, unfortunately.
Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. I think this is where your perspective on wrestling.
I know, I'm not unlike the viewers, I'm not allowed to turn off Raw and I'm not allowed to turn off SmackDown. During the bad matches, I can't fast forward through them.
Well, that's how he makes his living. Because that's how he makes his living. He can't say I just saw half a match.
But but let me ask you a question. Don't you think that like if like maybe if you said like, hey, this week what if you said I quit watching, it was so bad, and like what do you think what the fans would say? I don't think it'd be a negative response. I honestly don't think
I wouldn't do that, so I've never really thought about it. I mean, it's like I'm going to watch. I mean, that's my job. I mean, especially when it comes to WWE big shows, it's just like that's just the job I signed up for, and again, I'm entertained by a lot of it. I don't consider it like a horrible job, a horrible part of the job. But I mean, would I like it better if these shows were 90 minutes? Hell yeah, and I think everyone would. But we're just in an environment with TV rights where it's just not going to happen.